Some say Hollywood's power isn't built in studios. It's sealed behind locked doors, away from cameras and crowds, where whispers carry more weight than contracts. It's a world of late-night gatherings, whispered invitations, and a different kind of stage, one where fame is negotiated in shadows. And in that world, a name has started to echo through the corridors: David. For years, comedians like Cat Williams have hinted at a hidden network of rituals, calling them pig parties. These aren't glamorous after-parties with champagne towers and red carpets. They're described as strange, rule-less events that only a select few ever see. Behind the velvet ropes, masks come off, boundaries disappear, and power shifts silently. According to Cat, real Hollywood doesn't happen on set. It happens when the doors close. Into this world steps a quiet teenager, Celeste Rivas Hernandez. Just 15 years old, she'd been reported missing multiple times in 2024. Her friends thought she was dating David, a rising TikTok star who had just inked a major label deal. One night, she vanished for good. Weeks later, her body was discovered in the trunk of his Tesla. The cause of death was never made public. Police gave few answers. David gave none. Online, silence didn't stop the rumors. It fed them. The story of Celeste and David lit up blogs and forums like wildfire. David had always been seen as shy, quiet, gentle, but the streets didn't buy that image. Whispers grew that his silence wasn't innocence, it was avoidance. And when people began connecting Celeste's tragedy to Hollywood's secret underworld, the conversation took a darker turn. This wasn't just about one tragedy. It was about the idea of a trade. A chilling bargain that some say comes with sudden fame. David's rise was meteoric. One viral TikTok moment turned into millions of streams, an Interscope deal, and a debut album that hit overnight. At the same time, Celeste's life unraveled. Disappearances, fake IDs, club appearances she was too young for, sightings at private industry events. To conspiracy followers, the timeline felt too neat. A teenage girl falls deeper into danger while a new star rises, both orbiting the same secret parties whispered about for decades. That's when the sacrifice theory began to surface. The phrase pig party might sound like a bad joke, but in Hollywood gossip, it's been around for years. Depending on who you ask, it's part initiation ritual, part humiliation, part control mechanism. Cameras allegedly roll as guests are pushed beyond their comfort zones, creating compromising footage that ensures obedience. Refuse to play, and you're out. Play along, and the industry never lets you forget. Old rumors about Hugh Hefner's mansion being more than a playground, or Stanley Kubrick's Eyes Wide Shut exposing hidden truths, all feed the narrative. Names like Jaguar Wright, Orlando Brown, and Cat Williams keep pointing to the same kind of closed-door scenes. Allegedly, this is how Hollywood decides who climbs and who gets crushed. Patterns like these are what fuel conspiracy culture. A star rises, a tragedy strikes, a career explodes. The details change, but the structure stays the same. Whitney Houston passed on the weekend of Clive Davis's legendary pre-Grammy party. Her daughter later died under eerily similar circumstances. Kanye West openly called his mother's death his sacrifice just as his career skyrocketed. Aaliyah's plane crash came just before her next big leap. Michael Jackson's sudden death happened right before a billion-dollar comeback tour. Conspiracy thinkers don't look for hard proof. They look at timing. And David's timeline, paired with Celeste's, set off every alarm. After Celeste's body was found, things spiraled. Police raided a house David had rented in LA. The next day, his parents' rural home was hit by a swatting call. No one was arrested. No statement came from David. His tour was canceled. His lease was closed. He disappeared from the public eye. Fans saw grief. Gossip circles saw guilt. And through it all, he said nothing. Then people went back to his work. His breakout track, Romantic Homicide, suddenly sounded like a confession. "You died and I didn't even cry," he sang in 2022. At the time, it was brushed off as edgy heartbreak talk. Now, fans replay it like a warning. His alter ego, dripping in blood imagery, stopped looking like a creative persona and started to feel like a mask slipping. Even old TikTok clips where he joked about chopping chicken, if a girl talked to someone else, resurfaced, now interpreted as red flags hiding in plain sight. It wasn't evidence, it was a pattern. And in Hollywood conspiracy culture, patterns are louder than facts. That's why Celeste's story refuses to fade. It mirrors the old tragedies too closely. A young life caught in grown-up spaces, a rising star's sudden silence, whispered parties, tragic timing. Allegedly, Hollywood doesn't create new scandals. It recycles old ones with new faces, and when those faces are young, the whispers hit even harder. Celeste's fake IDs, her presence at exclusive clubs, her proximity to David, all feed the belief that she was drawn into a world far too dangerous for someone her age. If both of them were inside that circle, her death starts to look less like coincidence and more like consequence. Today, Celeste's name lives louder in conspiracy threads than in memorials. Diddy's infamous parties, Jaguar rights claims, Kanye's confessions, they all form a backdrop that makes this story feel like part of something bigger. Whether you see Cat Williams as a truth teller or a chaos stirrer, his warnings suddenly sound less like punchlines and more like prophecy. The quieter Hollywood gets, the louder the whispers grow. And right now, those whispers are saying Celeste wasn't just a victim. She was allegedly the price. If that's true, David's story isn't the beginning of a fairy tale. It's the opening act of a curse.